Good evening to all my wonderful viewers out there. Welcome back to another episode of Streetwear Talk, where I talk about all the latest streetwear releases, collections, everything to do with streetwear on the channel. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Monday program that Kith is doing for an exclusive Japanese Kith Tokyo Tee. Yes, guys, just clocked off work, got rained on coming home, and now it's time to talk about streetwear. Of course. What else would I be doing? We got to talk about an upcoming release. So it's Monday for me, but a lot of you guys, it might still be the Sunday the 5th. But on Monday the 6th, Kith is dropping a Monday program release, as they normally do. But this one is a little bit special. This one is to commemorate the opening of their Tokyo flagship store. So in comparison, it's kind of like how Supreme did their commemorative box logo tees for like all of their flagships in different areas opening and stuff like that. This is essentially like that. Nowhere near as much hype surrounding it, but it's basically the similar premise. It's to commemorate the opening of one of their flagship stores, so it will be heavily inspired by the region that it is opening in. And obviously, if I just mentioned that it's the Tokyo Tee, it's going to be heavily inspired by some monuments of Tokyo. So in today's episode, we're going to cover all the release details, what it looks like, everything to do with it in today's episode. And how we're going to do that is we're going to go head on over to Kith's Instagram page to have a look at the post that they did about the tee. Now, if you guys want me to keep covering Monday programs, Kith in general, everything like that, don't forget to leave a big old like on this video, comment in the comment section down below, and to subscribe to the channel, as we are trying to aim for 2,400 subs by the end of July. Hopefully we can do it, but it's honestly up to you guys. Thank you so much for helping me reach 2,300 subs before the end of June. That was pretty crazy stuff. Hopefully we can reach this milestone of 2,400 by the end of July. But let's move on. Let's head on over to Kith's Instagram to have a look at Tokyo Commemorative Tee that is releasing to celebrate the flagship store in Tokyo opening that Kith is releasing as part of their July 6th Monday program. Ta-da! They didn't choose a very exciting photo, did they, for the first photo? But that's okay. There's more photos, as we can see over here. We've got a couple more photos. So, just in case, this first photo doesn't entice you, maybe there'll be one that will draw you in and you'll pick up this this commemorative tee. But I just noticed in the comment section, everyone's been like, hey, taking pre-orders. Man, it's sad. People botting Kith. That's just, I don't know. That seems kind of sad to me. What I think is quite interesting, just to touch on this quite quickly, Ronnie Feig on his personal Instagram has been posting about Bugs Bunny for like the past couple days now, and I honestly thought today's Monday program was going to be like Bugs Bunny related, but he might have a full collection on the way, just kind of like how he did the Disney collection, how he's done the Coca-Cola collection. He's done some big collections in the past, the Kith Tommy Hilfiger one as well. So maybe he's got something bigger planned for Bugs Bunny than just Tokyo, than just like a Monday program, Instead, he's got this Tokyo Tee for the Monday program. Totally fair enough. Maybe that's next week. Maybe next Monday we'll get the Bugs Bunny Monday program. Y'all owe me, I don't know, $5 or something if I'm right. Probably be wrong, to be honest, but yeah, quite interesting. I honestly thought it was going to be Bugs Bunny, but instead we're getting one to commemorate the Tokyo flagship, which is fair enough, because over the weekend, Kith released obviously they made the flagship in Tokyo, but also they released an exclusive Air Force One for that store, and it was only available in store, so no bots could get to it. You physically had to come into the store to pick it up. There was a really sweet story behind it. It has already released, and obviously it didn't release to the rest of the world, so I just didn't cover it because there were other priorities. But if you guys definitely want me to cover it, definitely want me to talk about it on the channel, let me know in that comment section below, and I can definitely do a video about it for you guys that are interested. But it's a really interesting shoe, interesting story behind it. That all out the way, that's the explanation to why we're getting the Kith Tokyo Tee this Monday to commemorate the opening of their Tokyo flagship. But let's have a look at all the details that the actual post has. So to commemorate the opening of our Tokyo flagship for the Monday program, we are releasing the Tokyo Landmark Tee, available tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, exclusively on kith.com. Now, what's interesting is that they didn't make that a Japan exclusive, just like how the Air Forces were. I understand why the Air Forces were a Japan exclusive, because Ronnie Feige explained it on his Instagram. He made the Japan exclusive Air Forces only for that flagship because as a kid, he used to be super into sneakers and he used to always try and get the Japanese exclusive Air Forces that released in the early 2000s. But unfortunately, living in America, he wasn't able to pick any of them up, or at least very few of them. So that was his inspiration for releasing the Kith Air Force Ones there. I can understand why he didn't do the Tee as well, because the Tee doesn't have that same value. He was just like, you know what, to commemorate the flagship, everyone should be able to buy this Tee, which makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Let's dive into the design and have a look at how it looks. So obviously from a distance, it looks a little underwhelming, but I'm sure it's in the details that it really shines. Here's a better image of it here. So it is Kith done with inside of the letters, it's filled in with what looks like some kind of river in Tokyo. I don't know my geography that well to say, oh, this is this iconic river in Tokyo. I have never been to Tokyo, obviously, so maybe it is iconic and I just don't know it. But what I do know is iconic is those blossoms that are featuring in the actual graphic there. That's iconic to Japan. I don't know if specifically Tokyo, I think it's Japan in general, but I do know that's iconic. I don't know the bridge or the river that's featured in the actual photo. It's obviously put inside the letters. It has Tokyo written underneath it, and it looks like that's about it when it comes to the actual design of the Tee. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's obviously, it's not it's comparable to the Supreme flagship store BOGOs in a way, because Supreme, as you may or may not know, the iconic skating brand, whenever a flagship store is opened or a new flagship store is opened, Supreme always releases a box logo tee for it that is very unique in its own way for whatever flagship they release. This is comparable because they're doing essentially the same thing. They're releasing a tee that you know, is commemorating the release of or the opening of a new flagship. But what I thought was quite interesting is that this tee doesn't feature, or to my knowledge, any iconic motifs that are really Kith. I mean, maybe people thought that if, because you know how Kith does box logos as well, maybe if people thought, maybe if Kith did a Tokyo BOGO to celebrate the opening of the Tokyo flagship, that people might think that they're copying Supreme in a way, so they kind of couldn't do it, because Kith also iconically uses box logos as well. So maybe they were like forced to do this instead of like a Tokyo BOGO, because, you know, the internet would have lost their mind. They would have been like, oh my god, Ronnie, you're just copying Supreme, and even though Supreme's logo was literally copying a contemporary artist, and, you know, it would just be a nightmare. So maybe that's why they didn't decide to do it. Maybe that's why they didn't decide to do any of their iconic motifs done with like special attributes from Tokyo applied to it. Maybe that's the reason why. Totally understandable. All in all, it's a pretty cool tee. It, you know, nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. I'm not, you know, I'm not like going crazy at this. I'm not like, oh my god, I need this. Wow, a white tee with a graphic on it. Wow, I'm not rocking one of those right now. So it's not super amazing to me, but I mean, if you're a fan of Kith, if you've been following them for a while and you would love to have a bit of Kith history in your wardrobe and in your regular rotation, I can see this being the piece for you. I would say good luck though. I mean, just judging from the comment section already, it kind of looks like this tee is going to be botted pretty damn heavily. So honestly, be there when it drops. It drops 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I think is 2 a.m. Australian time, I want to say. Back me up here, Australian lovers of Kith. Is it 2 a.m? You can go to Kith's website, click on their Monday program link, and it'll have a timer. So wherever you are in the world, if you want to know when this releases, click on your little timer, or click on the Monday program and you'll get your little timer. So there you go. That's how you figure it out. But it's an alright tee. I won't be going for it. I never really go for the Monday programs, to be honest. I mainly just grab like a piece here and there from their big seasonal drops. But I want to hear from you guys. Are you going to be picking up this piece? Are you a big fan of Kith? you want to own a bit of Kith history in your wardrobe, or maybe you just like the design. Maybe you just like the blossoms that are featured in the actual graphic here. Maybe you think that's really, really cool, and it's really speaking to you. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions on the Kith Commemorative Tokyo Flagship Tee that is releasing as part of the July 6th Monday program down in that comment section below. And that is it, guys. That is all the release details to do with the Monday program that is coming out on July 6th. It is the Kith Tokyo Flagship Commemorative Tee, releasing 11 AM Eastern Standard Time, as always, on kith.com. So be prepared if you guys are looking to pick it up. Let me know how you feel about it in that comment section below. Is it a cop? Is it a drop? Or are you more interested in the stuff that Ronnie Fug's been posting on his Instagram story to do with Bugs Bunny? More interested in the Bugs Bunny collection or a Space Jam collection or something like that? Let me know. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down in that comment section below. And of course, you know, if you want me to keep covering upcoming Kith releases, keep talking about Kith in general, don't forget to leave a big old like on this video, comment in the comment section down below, and subscribe to the channel, as we are trying to aim for 2,400 subs by the end of July. Hopefully we can hit it, but I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But that's everything I got to say about it. That is everything I got to say about the Tokyo Flagship store. So until the next Kith video, until the next Streetwear Talk video, until the next Sneaker Talk video, guys, I'll catch you later.